callbacks and breakdowns and brand new auditions, dubbing for One Piece and other ambitions, working from home and astounding mood swings. These are a few of my favorite things about being a voice actor. Boy, I love this job. Let me tell you why I like it. Hey guys, I am Joe Zija, the founder of LearnVoiceActing.com, where I make it my personal mission to simplify the voice acting industry and empower the next generation of voice actors. I have been a full-time voice actor for over a decade now, and man, it has been by far the coolest decade of my life. I could talk all day about how great my job is, but I've narrowed it down here to 3 categories that I think broadly cover just about everything. If you're thinking about getting into voice acting, and I have tons of resources for you to do so, these are the things you can look forward to as you dive in. Number 1, being my own boss. If you're not familiar with my life, the first half of my adult life was spent as a military intelligence officer or doing other government work. And man, if you want to talk about stressful, high-pressure work with a bunch of stressful people, that's pretty peak. Let's just say that the idea of working for yourself becomes very appealing when you've been in environments where autonomy is a foreign concept. Military life is about structure and compliance. You follow orders, you work within a chain of command, and you rarely get the chance to think outside the box or operate on your own terms. It's a valuable experience. I wouldn't have changed it for the world, but it doesn't exactly leave room for personal creativity or flexibility. Fast forward to voice acting. Now I set my own schedule. I choose the projects I want to take on, and I manage my time and resources in a way that works for me, not for someone else. That level of freedom can be exhilarating and a little bit terrifying at the same time. You have to wear all these hats, right? You're a marketer, you're an accountant, you're a salesperson, and of course, you're an actor. But the trade-off is that you get to build something that's entirely yours. For anyone who's spent time in any kind of rigid system, whether that's military or corporate, the appeal of designing your own workday, having control over your own creative output and career trajectory can be life-changing. The hustle is real, yes, but the rewards, they are all yours. Number 2, no day is the same. Even though, like I mentioned above, I used to be in the military, which is really heavily reliant on things like routine, standard operating procedures or SOPs, checklists, rules, regulations, a chain of command, and so many other things that could easily make any day feel like you were going through the motions. Now, there are moments in my previous career where things could get really intense and unexpected, but that was really not the norm. In a military conflict, a boring day is usually a good day, and man, could those days become monotonous. In voice acting, though, every single day presents its own challenges, opportunities, highs, lows, creative ways to solve problems. No 2 scripts are alike, no 2 clients are alike, and I get to employ all the skills available to me as an actor, and let's not forget a businessman, every single day in order to solve problems, get booked, build my skills and relationships, and ultimately make my career whatever I want it to be. Because if you follow me at all, you know that I am all about being empowered to take charge of your own career and make it whatever you want it to be, whether that's a casual side hustle or a full-time gig. That's what keeps things fresh in voice acting. One day, you might be narrating a calm and serene audiobook, sinking into the emotion of a text and bringing a story to life, and then the next day, you could be screaming battle cries for a video game character or voicing a quirky animated sidekick for a kid's show. Every script, every role requires you to stretch different muscles and adapt to new environments. It's not just about reading lines, it's about problem solving on the fly, bringing a character to life with your voice alone, and managing the business side of things in between. One of my favorite things about this unpredictability is that it forces you to stay sharp and creative. You're constantly engaging different parts of your brain, tapping into different emotions, and thinking about how to deliver the best performance for that specific project. Whether you're in the booth, recording, or behind the scenes organizing your next move, it's a career where no 2 days look alike, and that's what keeps it exciting. You're never stuck in a rut unless you tell yourself that you're stuck in a rut, and that's a topic for another video on mindset that I'd love to get into sometime. Number 3, getting to tell stories. This right here is the best part, but I guarantee that you're already thinking about this in a way that's too narrow. Sure, when we think of storytelling, we immediately jump to the obvious, right? Narrating audiobooks, playing characters in video games, or lending our voices to animated shows. And yes, that is an incredible aspect of the job. There's nothing quite like diving deep into a character and guiding an audience through an emotional journey purely through your voice. But voice acting goes way beyond that. I get to tell stories in so many different forms. I help businesses tell the story of their brand through commercial work. I bring stories to life in e-learning modules. I even get to craft narratives in explainer videos or corporate presentations. Every voice acting gig, even the ones that might seem less glamorous, is about storytelling. You're constantly shaping how a message is received and how a character or a brand connects with its audience. The versatility of this industry is mind-blowing. You can be the voice that sells a product, teaches someone a new skill, or draws people into an epic video game saga. Every word, every tone, every inflection adds layers to the story you're telling, whether it's for entertainment, education, or marketing. And the best part? You're an integral part of making that connection happen. It's not just about talking into a microphone, okay? It's about sharing something meaningful in whatever form that takes. But that's not really all, actually. I think when people talk about stories, they limit it to some sort of fiction that's being exchanged, right? But the truth of it is, and I have my own philosophy on this, is that everything we do is a story. That connection you have with a director, that's a story. That moment when you see a client light up because you've essentially read their mind, the core of taking direction and wowing clients. They'll tell that story to their colleagues and friends because it's something they'll remember. The whole act of creation is the story, not just the product. And as a voice actor, I'm part of so much of it. There aren't a lot of careers out there that offer this kind of creative freedom and flexibility and excitement, getting to be my own boss, experiencing something new every single day, and telling stories in such a variety of ways make voice acting one of the most rewarding paths I could have chosen. It's an industry that's constantly evolving, and I feel lucky to be a part of it. Whether you're just getting started or you're thinking about diving in, voice acting has a place for everyone. If any of these things resonate with you, or if you've ever thought about using your voice to connect with others, take the leap. Check out learnvoiceacting.com for all kinds of resources, and remember that this journey can be exactly what you make of it. Thanks for watching. As always, I'll see you behind the microphone. I would love it if you gave me a like and subscribe to support me continuing to educate the next generation of voice actors. And if you look in the description below, I've got some free resources there for you to get your own journey started. Thanks, guys.